What is going on, everybody? It's David here again at Southern Outdoors. It is early March. Had a cold front roll in, 80 degrees yesterday, and it's currently 45 today. Anyway, my last video I showed you see Undertaker there. Last video I showed you how to set up your incubators, some tricks and hacks I've learned over the years. I also told you that I'd be showing you a video here soon about how to set up brooders. Now, I have 30 meat chickens, which will be Cornish rocks, coming in the next week or two. And they'll be all chicks, actually. So I got to have my brooders ready. I do not try to wait to set up my brooders until I get that phone call that they've arrived. I'd rather have them set up, so all I got to do is go turn the heat lamp on and be ready and just get them home, put them in the brooder, and have them going to town. So anyway, I'm going to show you that today. If you have not seen the last video and you care to learn about incubating, I'll show you the start of that process if you'll just go back and check out the last video. If you have seen it already, we thank you for watching. Anyway, while I'm out here, we got a rain last night. Everything's sopping wet. Where'd the puppies go? I was going to show you Scout. I guess Cheyenne's not going to come see me right now. So, hey Scout. Gardens are already turned over nice and wet. I turn them over early so they'll dry out quicker in the spring. Well, anyway, I'm going to take you in here in the barn. Maybe a little dark. That north wind's kind of tough, I know that. Is my light going to come on? Oh well. Anyway, so let me show you what I got for brooders. Back out a little bit. This is inside my covered barn in the dry. All right, this is my duck brooder. I can use it. It can double as a chicken brooder. The reason I say it's a duck brooder, it's got a little more height. Anybody that's ever raised ducks know ducks grow like weeds, and they got to have the height. So this is roughly about 18 inches deep. All of my brooders are built out of scrap stuff. Nothing. Only thing I would have probably paid for is the screws, just to give you a little idea. This hole in the top, first up, you got to have airflow. They will get too hot if you're not careful. So at your local farm supply store, you can get a light, a warming lamp. You see that? Just put it in there and you'll need electricity run to it. Now, don't set it on the wood directly. It will catch fire. I've actually had a point in time where one caught or burnt a hole. The chickens knocked the lamp over. This was when I was not as savvy as I am now with raising animals, but the chickens knocked my lamp over because I didn't have it secured, and it burned a hole through the floor of it, and luckily didn't catch anything on fire. Anyway, so this is my brooder. It's, like I said, it's about 18 inches deep. It's out of scrap material, some plywood on the outside, some 2x2s for the corner post, and 2x4s on the outside for supports. Hinges, like I said, scrap stuff I found around the yard. Now that is rabbit wire that I used on top. My next one is a pallet I found for free. It was given to me. All I did was attach some legs to it, cut the pallet down. I guess it was a pallet that something was used to ship in. And this is a 4-foot, well, you might as well say 3.5 foot brooder, and it's about 14 inches deep. Once again, you see this wire I have. It's not rabbit wire, it's scrap stuff I picked up from work. We'll put a lamp right here over the top, just so you get a general idea. Wood on that side, and I have bricks holding this down. This will be my primary chicken brooder. My next brooder, once again, is scrap stuff. Metal holes so it can breathe. Sometimes in the springtime it gets hot days and you want to make sure they can breathe. If it gets really cold, you can put another piece of board over the top on one side of these to keep them warm. It has a piece of metal. If you notice the trend, I try to have metal where my lamp is. That way nothing catches fire. So the lamp will sit right in on top of there. I'll run an extension cord and then raise them that way. Same size. This is a pallet that I took, put sides on, some plywood sides, and I've had all of these for a few years now. Put some legs on it to get them up off the ground. I like being able to store underneath it, and also it's a whole lot easier reaching down in here than trying to bend over. I hate bending over chasing chicks or flopping around. You can reach right here, take this off completely, doesn't weigh anything. Just reach down here, grab your chicks. Now I'm going to get some bedding in here. I use premium pine shavings for bedding. I only put it a few inches deep. Like I told you before, my chicks will be here any day, and I also have some in the incubator that'll be done by the end of the month. But I'll have it a couple inches deep in shavings. What else do I have to show you? Bricks. So I keep bricks around. I set my waterers on bricks to keep them up off the ground, keep the water from getting all nasty in the chick brooder. I'll show you that in a minute once I get them set up. Keep them around. What type of feeders do I have? These are just simple feeders you get at your co-op or your farm supply store. And like I showed you the lamps before, they also have guards. Some of these have guards, and I put those on too. In case it does fall, it doesn't touch something and burn a hole through it. Waters, I use 1 gallon. They save me a little time. But I suspect in a month I'll be using this one for ducks and both of those other two for chicks. That way, when I have chicks coming out my ears, I have them split up. It's easier to keep them clean when you only have about 15 in that area. Otherwise, you'll be changing out bedding, you know, a couple times a week. And I try to go to a couple weeks without changing out bedding, and that seems to help me. Anyway, let me get one set up, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, got them set up, except this one. Brooder number 1 is not set up. Don't have the heat lamp. Don't think I will need it first. All right, moving on. Brooder number 2. I will show y'all. I have bricks on top to keep critters such as raccoons, possums, stray cats. They will move this. They will move the top if necessary. Had that happen in the past, but I trap regularly to keep that from happening. But I'm going to move the bricks. You see I got the heat lamp in the middle. That is because you want the heat to distribute properly. Your chicks can move to and from where they need it. You see the water in this corner, the feeder in that corner. I'll lift that up. You don't want your food or water getting too hot when they're drinking or eating. All right, that's brooder number 2. Let me put these bricks back. Keep it off the ground. I like the height for safety as well, and it's a lot more convenient. Reaching in here, chasing chicks, grabbing chicks, it's a whole lot easier than bending over. It saves your back. Just a little hack I've learned, and you can store stuff underneath it. All right, the duckling incubator or chick incubator doubles for whatever I need it. I like it for the ducks because it's taller inside, and ducks grow very, very quick. As you can see, I got the guard on to keep something from knocking it over or touching their heads on it, the ducks. Got the water in this corner. Got the feeder over here. As you see, I don't have anything under that water. What I do is I take a 9x13 glass baking dish and I put a cookie drying rack or a jerky drying rack on top of that baking dish, and I set the water on it. If you have ducklings, they putter and they get water everywhere. They will mess up your bedding in a matter of minutes. I've learned with that baking dish, it catches the water and you don't have near as much problems out of your bedding getting nasty. Just makes life a little simpler. So that's it for that. Those are the brooders. That's my setup. All of these are made out of materials that are scrap. The only thing I've got money in, like I said, is screws probably, or nails. Free stuff. Everybody likes free stuff. Hey, it's not for looks, it's for raising babies. It works and it's cost effective. Next thing we're going to move on to is, hey look, the sun finally came out. Next thing we're going to move on to is turkey nesting boxes. I'll show you how I do that, and I'll give you a glimpse of our chicken nesting boxes as well. The shavings, like I said, premium shavings, same thing I used for my nesting boxes for the chickens, and the turkeys I use straw, just regular straw hay. They seem to like that for the turkeys. Anyway, let me get to that. And where'd all my animals go? Oh, here's some. A couple of my ducks. But anyway, I'll get to the next point. You'll get to see what I do as far as my nesting boxes go. So I just did a yearly clean out of my deep litter method for my chickens and turkeys. Got nice fresh pine shaving bedding in here. There's a couple hens. You like the repurposed deer stand for perches. Chickens love it, turkeys love it. Got a couple of feeders. This will actually be the room, and I'll have a door here for my broiler chickens as they get bigger. That way I have somewhere for them to be. You don't want them free ranging. That's their water in the corner. Let's see. I don't know how much you'll be able to see. I'm gonna go into my nesting boxes for my chickens and show you that. I got one. See, why can't you nest in a box? Why do you got to do it in the corner? Anyway, I'm gonna clean out this. Got a couple eggs. I also use golf balls for fake eggs. Using fake eggs costs too much. Golf balls, they don't know the difference. You want to use fake eggs for the chickens so they'll keep laying. But I'll take a step back so you can see it. See that? It's a mouse trap. You got to keep your mice under control. Anytime you got livestock, you got mice. You got feed places. But that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 nesting boxes. And like I said, I have a chicken nesting in the corner and has apparently laid at least 1 egg today. So maybe 2. I don't think she laid 2. And the ducks even use that one. That's a duck egg in there. So anyway, guys, that's that. I will change the litter in here today, and I will also show you the turkey nesting boxes. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you what my nesting boxes look like for my turkeys and chickens. It's all cleaned out. Doesn't look any different than before. Pretty dark in there. You see the golf balls in the nest. New bedding in the floor. Last week I did new bedding in the rest of the barn. Look at it, isn't he pretty? That's the big boy. Anyway, so I'm putting one until I know they start using it. Once I know the turkeys will start using this, you see I have cinder blocks, 8 by 8 by 16 cinder blocks. And I have the nest set up on it. I have about half and half straw and premium pine shavings. Now, let me tell you something. You have to check this daily. Chickens will get in here and lay eggs. And once the turkey's in there, she's got to get off and eat sometimes. So when she gets off and eat, the chickens a lot of times will lay eggs on her nest. So you need to make sure you're going in there, marking the eggs. And when you mark the eggs, that way you know which one's new, which ones aren't. Once she starts sitting, because let's say another turkey comes in there and lays one, you won't know the difference. And you may have some hatch out, some not hatch out. But that's not what you want. So you want to keep the ones you're going to let her hatch out and brood herself. And you want to keep the chicken eggs out. I've actually had turkeys hatch out chickens. That white chicken right there, think she's a turkey. I promise you, she goes with the turkeys most places. She even roosted outside for the longest time, but she'd get on top of that wheelbarrow when the turkeys were in that tree. She thought she was a turkey. So like I said, everything's clean, everything's nice. I got one turkey box set up. That's an old dog house that somebody's getting rid of. I said, I'll take it. They love it. They love tight, confined spaces, and they don't like to be messed with. They will tear into you if you stick your hands in there on that turkey while she's on the nest. Trust me, I've been there, and it hurts. Been there, and it hurts. Anyway, soggy day. Got some chores done. Got my brooders set up. I'm ready for chickens, or baby chicks, I should say. Whatever kind that come in. Like I said, I have Cornish rocks. I'll have my own that I'm hatching out, which will be crossed between Lavender Orpington and Lavender Orpington and Dominique's, or Lavender Orpingtons and Red Ranger, Lavender Orpingtons, New Hampshire Red crosses. That's what they will be. What else? That's it. You've seen my setup. That's all I got for you. As always, thanks for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you'll like us, subscribe, comment if you got questions, or if you want to see something different here at the house, the farm. If you're watching on Facebook, like us and share us. That would be awesome. As always, thank you. Thank the good Lord above. And we will catch y'all on the next video.